and welcome back to another keto mukbang, OMAD style. Another invention I came up with tonight, and what I am calling it is chicken macaroni casserole crunch. Look it. I'll bring it up close and show you. It is another noodle dish. And what I have done here, first off, it is 2 servings, what I'm going to tell you. I have a slideshow at the end. I listed down on my box as well. So this is 2 servings, what I'm calling it for a 2-server. You could make it into 4 servings if you were going to have something on the side, if you do more than 1 meal, however you want to do it. But I have made this into 2 servings. It's around 1,500 calories. So for my serving here, it's only, what is that, 700 calories. I always do between 500 and 700 in my OMAD. So it's roughly around 650 to 700 for 1 serving of it. And what it is those smart noodles. Like I've told you guys, I've showed you before. I'll show you a picture in the slideshow of the actual noodle. Now, that one is called the smart noodle, but it has a name of what they are. They're like Shurataki, or I'm not even sure how you even say the word of what it is, but that's the type of noodle you want to look for. And I'll have it listed with the noodle itself, and I'll write the name above it so you know what I'm talking about. They come in all different shapes, and different places sell them. You can also get them online. They are a protein type noodle. They're more of like a, more for like a vegetarian. Perfect for doing keto because they are 6 carbs, 6 fibers, so you can deduct all the carb. If you are a person that counts total carb, then they're only 6 carbs for the entire bag. So that being said, because it is for one, you know, for the whole bag is 1 serving, they call it. So it'd be 6 carbs if you wanted to count that, but for a half of this, then it would only be 3 carbs. But that being said, they are great for keto. And then what I have done is I have cooked up some chicken tenders, just regular chicken breasts that come in like tender shapes. You know, they're just called chicken tenders. They're boneless, skinless chicken. I have made a pack of that. It was a 1-pound pack, I believe. And then I just cooked those up first. Then I rinse the noodles. I always teach you guys, rinse those noodles under cold water for at least 3 minutes because they're in a bag of water, like, and it's got like a kind of a fishy smell. It's just how they keep them fresh. So you would just want to rinse them with cold water, get that smell off of them. Then I put it into a bowl and I mixed in 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, salt and pepper. Mixed it around. And then I put it into a small cake pan dish. And if you're going to make, you know, more servings of this, then you would just double and quadruple, however you're going to do it. But I put it into a small cake pan and I added the cooked chicken on top. Now, I cooked my chicken in water, so there's no fat there other than a little bit on the chicken. So then I took the pieces of chicken after I had mixed it all up really good, and then I set the chicken down inside. Then I baked it in the oven for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I pulled it out and I did 2 servings of spicy pork rinds. You can use regular, you can use whatever flavor pork rind you like. I crunched up 2 servings of that on the very top. Then I put another 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese, and then I put in some fresh jalapeno and a couple already like the jalapenos that are done in one of those jars. I didn't have enough of the jar one, so I actually did a fresh one on top too. So mostly this is a fresh jalapeno, but I just used one for the whole thing. So, and then I put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes and baked it again for another 10 minutes. So the total time will take 30 minutes for this to cook. And make sure your chicken is cooked already. Like if you did bake it the other way, then obviously you'd bake it a little longer to cook the chicken. But I just got the chicken cooked up in a skillet, a little bit of water, and it was perfect that way. And of course, it's going to be really tender because it was cooked in water. But the whole thing here, like I said, is around 1,500 roughly. And my dish here is around 650 to 700 because I'm having half the serving. I'm calling it 2 servings. And then the carb count on it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 10 carbs for the whole pan, okay, the entire pan. So I only have 5 carbs here. If you do count total carb, then it would be around, what would that be? What did I say? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It would be 16 then if you're going to count the noodle and you count total carb. Then it would be 16 carbs. And then half of that would be 8 carbs. So I'm having 5 carbs because I don't do total carb. I do net carb. And you'll learn that. Net carb is just where you can take off the dietary fiber, like on your veggies and certain things like the noodle. It had the dietary fiber. You can deduct that from your carb count. And that's how you get a net carb. So, and then I am drinking it with Diet Canada Dry, the ginger ale. Wanted something different tonight. I really love ginger ale, so, and I've already opened that. But anyways, how is everybody doing? I just love doing these dishes for you guys. Like I said, I come up with these all on my own because I don't really like to look on Pinterest or look up recipes for keto because a lot of them are not you know, done right. They don't count the seasonings because seasonings say 0 on the jar. They don't count certain things that would say 0, but some things are, like cheese is definitely a carb. Even the black cheese, like the kind in a bag, it already tells you it's like 1 carb or half a carb. But like a black cheese will say 0. It's definitely a 0.6 or whatever for a serving. Eggs, a lot of people think it's 0. They're like a 0.6. So people don't understand that. So when they're making things and they're telling you it's 0 carb, it is not 0 carb. So I like to make them myself. Then on the very top, I did put salt and pepper through it, very little, more salt than pepper because pepper does have carbs. I used sea salt. I'm out of the pink salt. I do suggest pink salt all the time, but sea salt is very good on keto too. I do have sea salt. And then when it was all done, I put a little bit more salt and pepper on the top, but like I said, very little on the pepper because the pepper does have carbs even though it says 0. So let's get eating. I should have grabbed myself a a knife for this chicken. Darn. You know what? I'm gonna, oh wait, it kind of does come apart, the chicken. Okay. Kind of does, because I was gonna say maybe I'll go get I'm just gonna use my fingers, guys. So, just want to get a bite and show you guys of everything. You got the cheese on there, the jalapeno, the hot and spicy pork rind. This is gonna be a nice spicy dish. If you like things spicy, you will love this. If you don't want it spicy, then you would not use the spicy pork rind and you wouldn't put the jalapenos on top. So let's try this because this is my first time ever making this. Ooh, that's really yummy. I really love when you do these noodle dishes and you're actually cooking them, boiling them, or you boil them, or you are rinsing them really good. You always got to rinse them. But I love it when you rinse them and you bake them in the oven because it tastes just like a noodle then. Or if you're boiling them, they taste just like a noodle. When I did that dish, the tuna casserole, like I told you, I just rinsed those and then just popped it in the microwave. I almost wish I would have boiled those noodles because they still had that little bit of fish taste. But again, what was I doing? I was putting noodle on, or I mean tuna fish on it. I'm not one that likes things really fishy, and it tasted a little bit more fishy to me. Maybe the can of tuna was even more fishy. So I think because I rinsed them and then just put it in the microwave with no water on it, these were baked in the oven. It's got cheese on it, heavy cream, so it changes the taste of them. They are really good when you bake with these or when you boil them and use them as like hot dishes. I have many of these dishes, many noodle dishes in my playlist. If you go to my playlist on here and look up keto mukbangs, you'll find I've done many different ways. I've done a spaghetti one. I've done a green pesto one. I have done a butter noodle one. I have done, I think there was another one I did. Well, you know, I did that tuna one. So I've done many noodle ones. So you can look those up, and, you know, and just see the different ones I've done because, you know, on keto we can't have noodles, but you can here. And these really taste like noodles. They're so yummy. Oh, I love that taste with the mozzarella cheese and the heavy cream. Really, really good. And I love that spice to it, that bite with that jalapenos and the hot and spicy pork rind. So yummy. So flavorful. Really, really good. I love making these dishes. Like I said, I'm going to write a cookbook and definitely try to get it published. Because keto is getting so big now, I know that there are some cookbooks out there, but I would love to write mine because mine is true keto. Some of them I've read before just aren't true keto, but I would love to get a hold of a company and see if they will take my cookbook and, you know, and get it out there so the whole world can get my cookbook. And I would love that. I'm definitely going to do that. And if not, I'm definitely going to write a cookbook and just have it for me, but I'm definitely going to try to get it published. But I have come up with some amazing meals. Again, check out my playlist. I have come up with almost anything out there on the market or all these fast food restaurants or restaurants. I have turned them into keto. I've come home, I've taken, you know, what their idea was of their meal, and I've turned it into keto. Like I said, look in my playlist. You'll see I've made so many different meals. I never come on basically doing the same meal. It's always going to be something different for you guys. I know doing OMAD was a little bit harder because some things, I may have had something once in a while that was the same, but I don't think so. I've done everything different. I've done onion rings. I have done mozzarella sticks. I have done chicken tenders with the breading on it, so little kids will like it with the mozzarella stick, something your children would really love. I mean, I've come up with ideas for kids, for adults, for everybody. It's just amazing. I came up with a egg roll in a bowl, you guys. Check it out. That one was absolutely delicious, all keto. And I always tell you guys the carb count. I always write it at the end, the picture of the food, and I tell you at the end what it was, so it's easier for you guys. And I always list it down in my box too, that after watching this video, if you guys forget some things that I talked about, you can go right into my box. And if something is a little heavier fat, I will tell you how to lower it. Now this one's a little bit harder because you need the cheese, you need the heavy cream for this one. So just save this one for, like, if you're doing OMAD, you're perfectly fine with that because 700 calories is barely anything. So if you were eating more calories, you could actually put more cheese, more heavy cream in. But this one would be a one that wouldn't be too bad if you're doing OMAD. But yes, definitely if you're doing, trying to go lower fat, then make this into 4 servings because now you're only at what, like, you know, around 300 calories or whatever, roughly around there, 350. So if you make it into 4 servings, and you see there's a lot here. So if you're doing more than 1 meal a day and you're trying to do, like I teach a lot of you, when I put you in a calorie deficit, some of you are at 1,300, some of you are at 1,400, some of you are at 1,800, excuse me. You can just add that into the calorie deficit, how you make it here. But this one, because it's done with chicken, it's done with these noodles that are low fat, the heavy cream, the pork rind, and the cheese is even lower fat because it's mozzarella cheese. But the pork rind and the heavy cream are going to be heavier. That's a little bit harder to get that in a lower fat. Again, you do need both of those for this meal. I don't know how you could go any lower. Maybe you could do, yeah, you would have to do the cream. I don't even think they make heavy cream low fat. I don't even know. But yeah, this one would be a little heavier, but you can make it smaller by doing it into 4 servings. Especially if you're adding it into your calories for the day. And it's not like we can't have any fat. This is a higher fat diet, but I always teach that higher fat just isn't always in foods on the ketogenic diet. It's also that using your body fat, as your high fat. So, this is yummy. I do like to try to keep my window around 15-20 minutes. So, this is so yummy. The flavor is so good. Yum, yum, yum. Sorry, I have to use my fingers because I didn't get a knife. I don't know why I didn't think to get a knife. Now, you could cut this chicken up. After I cooked it, I just laid it right on the dish and then baked it. You definitely could cook that up. You know, cook it up or whatever, and cut it up, I mean. You could definitely cut it up. Oh, completely forgot. There's also mushrooms in here. When I made that dish yesterday that you guys seen, the Salisbury steak, I used that small can of mushrooms. I used a half a can of mushroom. I used the other half in this. So this would make it go up just a little bit more. I think it was like 2 more carbs. So what did I say to you guys? That this was 5 carbs. So it'd be 5, 6, 7. It'd be 7. No, it'd be 6. Because it'd be 2 more for the whole dish. So it'd be 7 carbs. Sorry about that. I forgot. There's mushrooms in it too. Now you don't have to add the mushroom. I just wanted to use my mushrooms up because I didn't want to waste them. But, you know, there's where your carb is going to be from the mushroom, the cheese, and the jalapeños, and a little bit in the pork rind. That's another one. Pork rinds, these ones here from Aldi's say they're 0. They are not 0. The seasoning on them definitely is carbs, so they are carbs. I know who will really like this one is going to be Veronica, my good friend Veronica. She loves, I'm sorry, I'm using my fingers, you guys. She loves chicken, so she will love this dish. And I know Monica likes chicken, but her husband really likes chicken, so definitely make this one, Monica. He will love this. I want to show you guys this bite right here because it's got a lot of cheese here. Let me put on some pork rind. And the reason I'm calling it the casserole crunch is because you get a crunch at the end because you only bake them 10 more minutes so they stay crunchy. That's kind of a big bite for me. I just want to show you that. Let me pull some off. Sorry, I'm using my fingers. Look at that. Do you see the white in there? That's the heavy cream and the cheese. Yum. Very big bite. Oh my gosh, that's so yummy. Wow, this is delicious. I'm definitely going to make this one again. Of course, for myself, not for another video, because you guys are already getting this video. But I'm going to make this one again. My brother is going to love this. My husband will love it too, but my husband is working tonight, so he won't get to finish the other serving. I'm going to give that to my brother. Oh my God, it's so flavorful and so good. I didn't think it was going to be like that good. It is so good. Mmm. And all I used to flavor it was salt and pepper. It's the flavors of the jalapeno, the pork rind, the cheese, the heavy cream, the noodles. Yum. Mm, mm, mm. Yum. Oh my God, I love the flavor. I hope you guys are enjoying these. I really want to help you out because when I did keto to lose my weight, I didn't care what I ate. I just wanted to get the weight off. I was very boring until I hit maintenance mode, and then I had a channel. I didn't have a channel when I started keto, but when I was at pretty much close to my maintenance mode or whatever, about 6 months before, I started a YouTube channel to do nails and stuff like that and outfits of the day. But I decided to add in keto because I had mentioned it one day to somebody about keto, and then somebody asked about it, and then it blew up. You know, like it just, my channel went so big, and so I started using that as my keto channel. But anyways, I was kind of in maintenance. So then I started showing you guys recipes or whatever, but I was pretty boring. Like I just ate meat and veggie for dinner, and for breakfast I always just did, like I did 2 meals a day, and I did the 16-hour window where I didn't eat 8-hour window open. I just did, you know, breakfast was eggs, egg whites mostly, and turkey bacon, and then dinner was just a meat, like some kind of a low lean meat and a veggie for dinner. That's how I always did it. I kept it really simple, and then sometimes at night I have one of those sugar-free jellos. But I kept it so simple. Like I just wanted to get the weight off, and I kept it really low fat. I wanted to get the weight off. But then when I got to the part where I can make recipes, and I'm teaching all you guys the different recipes, lower fat, higher fat, how you can lower it and all that, I'm doing recipes because some of you out there can't do it boring. That you got to have all these fancy meals, you got to have that. And I get that because, like, especially if you're cooking for a family, your husband, stuff like that, they're not going to eat plain. Like us women, we're always dieting, but men, they want it really good. And even women want things good too. So that's why I started deciding to do recipes to show you guys, you know, what to eat and what you can do for keto and all that. Because when I was looking up at Pinterest, these recipes just were not keto. And I wanted to start teaching that too, recipes that were true keto. But myself, like throughout the week when I'm not doing a meal, I still do some of my recipes, but basically I keep it still simple because I'm still trying to get the last of my weight off, a couple pounds or whatever. So I keep it pretty simple. That's the best way to do it, is keep it simple, just whatever, even it's the same routine, just get your weight off. We shouldn't eat for any, you know, I mean, live to eat. It should be eating just to live, you know, so it's like you shouldn't care what you're eating. But you got to have some fun in your life. You got to have something, you know, because there's even days that I just like, it was so boring. But now I've, you know, been coming out with all these meals for you, and I enjoy sharing all this with you guys. And hey, I get to sit and eat them. So good. I know you guys are always coming in telling me that you've made the dishes or you're going to try the dishes and you guys love them. I'm just so happy I can help. Swallow a little bit of that juice of the jalapeno. Now this one here, I can do diet sodas. They do not kick me out. Some are made with aspartame, some are made with the sucralose. But I can have them. They don't kick me out, but they do drop my color down on the urine strip. You can buy those ketone strips, urinate on them, and the darker it is, the more fat burning mode you're in. The lower, then it just means you're not burning fat as fast or whatever. And if it's just the color of the stick when you urinate out, it means you're out of ketosis. So I'm always in keto. It'll drop down to like in the pink color, and most of the time I'm purple. But when it drops down into the pink color, and of course as you lose weight and you don't have a lot of body fat left in you, it's harder to get that color purple. You got to eat higher fats, and of course I'm trying to lose right now, but because I still have body fat. But it's just a good feeling to know that my fat is getting so low now that it's almost like I have a hard time getting that color to purple. Now, if I was working out really hard, I could get it up, or if I was eating more fats, I could. And I will eventually. I'm going to be eating much more fats. But that being said, like I can do this, and it's going to probably drop my color down just a little bit on me or whatever. But this one here is done with the aspartame, and some people can't have that. This one is the aspartame, and some are the sucralose. I think the sucralose is the one that really messes with me, where it drops me down like quite a bit, but it doesn't ever knock me completely out. But I never drink a whole diet pop anyways. I'll drink half of this, and then I put it away, and that's it. And I'll drink the rest tomorrow too. But you got to test your bodies, you guys. Test and see what works for you. Now, I have not had a diet ginger ale throughout my whole journey, I think. Or maybe I did in the very beginning. I just can't remember. But I now will test later on a strip to see if it completely knocked me out, because sometimes some diet pops do and some don't. everybody's going to respond differently to keto as far as like what your body can handle and what your body can't. Some people can do much more in one sitting of carbs. Some people can't. I was one throughout my journey. I could only do like 6 in one sitting, and that's what I do teach. That's what you're supposed to do, 6 in one sitting, no more than 20 in a day. You don't have to reach the 20. You can go 0. I teach that all the time too. You don't have to eat any carbs. You can do carnivore, which is meat. Meat. There's no carb. But anyways, but yeah, so, you know, teaching that and everything, I want to teach you guys that and stuff because everybody's going to respond differently. It's going to respond differently to diet sodas, to things like Quest products that have the different sugar in that. That's stevia, but it's also sweetened with, I think, aspartame or sucralose. I can't remember. I think sucralose. It does have that, so some people will get kicked out. So you have to test your body and see what your body can handle and what it can't, because you want to stay in that fat burning mode. When you're in that, you're going to continue to lose. That's what you want. And keeping the fat low is also going to be even better than using your body fat. But you got to get those strips. They are $6 at Walmart. You get 50 strips. And also you can make them into 100 because the strip, you know, it's a long strip like this. You can actually cut down the middle, all the way down, not across, down the middle of the strip. And now they're really thin, but you can still, all you need to do is get a little drop of pee on it. And if women have a hard time urinating on it, then just pee in a little, like, paper cup and then dip it in there and pull it out and look at it. That's how you can do it too. I'm able to just, you know, urinate on mine. Sometimes I have to put it in a little cup, but if you cut those strips all the way down, they're a long strip, cut it all the way down the middle. Now you've got 100 of them for $6. You don't have to use the full strip. All you need is that little tiny piece at the top to be able to show you the color that you're in. You just need to get a little bit of pee on it. Even if you just tap it up against you after you've went to the bathroom, you could just touch it up against your body. As long as it hits that urine, it'll change right away. It doesn't have to have a lot of urine on it at all. It just needs a little drop, like literally a little drop. So just, you know, cut those down the strip, and now you got 100 of them for $6. You can get them at your local drugstore. They're like around 10. Again, you could cut those too if you couldn't find them at Walmart, but they have them at Walmart in the pharmacy department. And just ask if you can't find them. Ask the pharmacy where their ketone strips are for ketosis. Now those, you wouldn't want to drink this and run right away and do one. Wait a couple hours before you urinate on, because it takes a little bit to, you know, go through the system. They do sell ways of doing to check your ketone immediately is through blood. There is a tester, but those are very expensive, and I don't even recommend even getting them because they're very expensive. But if you have the money to do it, you can order it online, and you would poke your finger like when you do when you're diabetic. You can poke your finger, put it on a strip, and it'll tell you instantly what you are. Like you could drink that and instantly do it. It's going to test it immediately. So that's quicker. But the way we do it, I've never bought the blood one. I've never done the blood one. I just do the urinate, urinate on the ones with the ketone strip. I just wait a couple hours. After I drink this, I'll wait a couple hours, and then I'll go on it, and it'll tell me within about 2 or 3 hours. So, and people do learn your body. After you've been doing it as long as me, I know when I'm in keto, and I know when I'm not. I start to feel sluggish and tired and bloated, and, you know, like the next day when I wake up, I know that I've went out of keto, keto. I know that if I'm, like, if I've eaten something, I can tell, like, a few hours later, I'm just like, yep, I'm not feeling right. I know that I'm definitely not, so I urinate, and sure enough, I'm down way in color. And if I feel really bad, I know that I'm completely out. But that does take time for you to learn that. You would definitely take time to learn, what works for you, what sugars work for you, how many carbs you could eat in one sitting, and all of that. Because when I do the one meal, I do go over 6 then. But I know I can't go up more than 10 to 12. That's all I can do. If I do any more than that, it is too much for my body to burn those ketones. Whatever. It will burn it, but it does slide me out of the color. I go pretty low in color. And so you have to learn your body. And in the beginning, it was a little easier. I could eat a little bit more when I was heavier, and it would stay in keto. But you do got to learn your body. You really, really do as you go along. And I teach people, try to do that right away. I wish I would have done that in the beginning, because there were many times that I thought, I don't feel right today. Here's how I know I'm in keto too. I have so much energy. That is my biggest sign, is the energy, because your body, using your body fat or eating fat if you don't have any fat, you are burning fat for fuel, so you always have incredible energy on this. That's why I just love keto. I'm just so glad that it finally came to like where we knew about it, because keto has been out since Bible time. That's why you've got people out there that are experts on it, because it's been around way before time. Like, in Bible time. And then, of course, it, 100 and some years ago, whatever, it was treated for epilepsy and stuff like that. And it slowly started to get to us now. But It's been out since Bible time. That's how they ate in Bible time. They didn't have the stuff we have now. They didn't have all the grocery stores and everything we have now. So everyone would have been in keto. And some people can eat a little higher count. I don't recommend that now. We teach 20 or less. But like my nephew, he can eat 50 grams of carb a day and stay in ketosis and very high purple because he's got so, like, he is so energetic and does so much. He's constantly on the go. But I always recommend, don't even you guys worry about that. Keep it at 20 because you're guaranteed that you're going to be in ketosis then. But yeah, you'll learn things about your body, what your body can handle, what it can't. Because, you know, like I said, because it's been around for so long, that's why I'm teaching you guys what I've learned, the professionals that have taught me and all of that. Because, you know, I work with experts. And there is such a thing as experts because, you know, keto's been around forever. So there are experts on keto. And you can become an expert yourself, you know. I know pretty much everything about keto. I'm 4 years in. I have kept my weight off. I've done amazing. So, this is really filling. So good. I'm going to get some of this noodle here. I'm getting so full. Got a couple bites there, but I'm going to leave that. Because one of the pieces of chicken had a little bit of gristle. The rest is just some pork rind left. I'm just going to leave that because I'm really full. So, but wow. Absolutely incredible, you guys. Yum. Definitely try that one out. Again, I'm calling it a keto chicken macaroni because I'm doing it with noodles and cheese. So chicken macaroni casserole crunch. Oh. Say that fast. Oh, I'm telling you guys, absolutely amazing. Of course, that Salisbury steak yesterday was so delicious too. Can't wait for you guys to try that one. But this one was absolutely delicious. I think one that your kids would really like too. And if they like that spice, do it with the spicy pork rind and the jalapenos. If you don't like jalapenos, still do it with the spicy pork rind. If you don't like the mushrooms, you don't have to add the mushrooms. However you want to do it. But you can, you know, make it your own way. But basically, it's the noodle, the cheese, and the cream, and the chicken. That's how you want to do it. And then you can put what you want on top, you know, for the pork rind. If you want a hot and spicy one, a regular one. If you want the jalapenos, the mushrooms, however you want it. So, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang. I hope I was informational again for you guys. Didn't say as, well, I still said a lot of things, but, you know, just watch my videos. You're going to learn so much. And make sure that you guys come in on Thursday. I will be in Thursday live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, come to me with some questions. If you want to learn more about this way of life, I'd be more than happy to help you free of charge. I just want to help America, you know, become great again. My email is linked in every one of my boxes. Go down there, send me an email, and I will definitely, when I get a chance, sometimes I can't, excuse me, the pop's making me want to burp. I can't get back to everybody right away, but I do at least come in and tell you I got your email, and I will go through it with you. And, you know, give me a day or two if I have to, you know, sometimes 3 or 4. But I will get back to you for sure immediately just to let you know I got your message. And I will set you up on a program if you want to do the low-fat version to get the weight off fast. I will teach you that because you definitely do got to drop calories. You'll start at a deficit and you're going to slowly go down. And you definitely got to get the fats down and use your body fat if you have fat. That's the only way you're going to get all of your weight off. You will definitely stall. You can definitely lose the weight if you're heavy. Definitely, you will still lose weight, but you will definitely hit a point where you plateau and you will never lose again without dropping those calories and dropping the fat. But if you, and I've had many come in, if you are one that, like me, that just wants to get the weight off now, get it done with, have it off within a year or less, and get it off and get into that maintenance mode, then do it the way I'm telling you guys. This is unlike any way of life. Any other way of life, you cannot, excuse me, I got a little itch here. Any other way of life, you cannot do what I'm talking about. You cannot drop out that much fat and what I'm doing and eat that less of calories at, you know, in one meal. You cannot do that. It's not safe at all. You will definitely have a deficiency. You will definitely have problems with metabolism and all that. But keto is way different. Study it, you guys. Study the ketogenic. Get scientific facts. That's what I say too. Don't just look up keto. Get scientific facts on it. And you'll know what I'm talking about is right. The proof is right here. I have been doing this channel for almost 2 years. You guys only see me get skinnier. You don't see me get heavier. You have never seen me go up. You know that I do it right. You see what I eat. Okay? And that's that. I eat in front of the camera. I show you, you know, sure, I could be eating throughout the day, but it doesn't matter. I wouldn't gain now because I'm pretty much at maintenance mode if I was eating higher calorie. But for you, you guys got to keep the fat low, and you'll be at a calorie deficit that I set you at or that you set at, and eventually you do have to start dropping down 50 to 100 calories. When you start getting to the point where you're not losing real fast, you'll have to go down. Like my good friend Monica has not had one plateau in 16 months. She's just a little over a year, and she's lost 100 and almost 50 pounds. So that being said, I love you guys. Definitely try out that meal. If you have any questions, need help, my email's in my box. I will have a website. I have a website, but I'm working on it, and then you guys will be able to go to that, and it'll have all the information in there. I'll have my journey, everything with you guys. So I love you guys very much. God bless and take care. And everybody remember to keep it keto.